So you've probably heard people talk about S Corps like it's some sort of secret tax loophole. It's not that deep. So today I'm going to break it down in plain English with a simple example. So yeah, let's get right into it. First things first, an S Corp isn't like a regular corporation. You don't go and start an S Corp. What you do is you actually file a form with the IRS. It's called Form 2553, and you ask them to tax your business as an S corp. You're just telling the IRS, "Hey, I want to play by a slightly different set of tax rules." And so why would anyone do that? The biggest reason is to save on self-employment tax. So if you're running your own business, if you are a high earning 1099 earner and you're making a solid profit, an S corp can keep more money in your pocket legally. So let's go into an example. Say we've got Jessica. She's a freelance graphic designer and she makes about 100 grand a year running her own business. And if she's operating as a regular LLC and doesn't elect S corp status, all that profit gets taxed as self-employment income, which is roughly around 15%. For an LLC, she would get taxed at that whole 15% in self-employment tax. So she'd be paying $15,000 roughly. And that's not even touching income tax yet. But now let's say Jessica switches her LLC to be taxed as an S corp. She's still making the same 100 grand, but now she can pay herself a reasonable salary. Let's say 50,000 salary, and the other 50K she can take in distributions. So instead of paying that 15% on the whole 100 grand, she can now only pay that 15% on the 50 grand. Same business, same income, just taxed way smarter. So before you file that form, here are some considerations. First of all, you're going to have to run payroll. That means you're either going to have to learn how to do it or have your accountant do it. Second, you're going to have to file a much more complex tax return. It's called an 1120S, which also means you're going to have cleaner books. And third, most importantly, you need to have a reasonable salary. Now, when you actually get down to it and you talk to your accountant, you're going to have to do some market research to see, hey, what does a graphic designer, let's say you live in Phoenix, what does a graphic designer in Phoenix, Arizona roughly make in W-2 income? So if your business is just getting started or only making 30 or 40,000 a year in profit, is it worth it? Probably not, but once you're consistently clearing over 50 or 60,000, it's probably worth talking to a tax pro. So an S corp is not a business type, but rather a way to be taxed. It does require some extra paperwork. And number three, most importantly, it is a great way to save money. All right, so that's it. If you've got any questions, please let me know. Send me a DM. I'm taking on new clients. So yeah, thank you.